Hi, this is Amy with the Hag Reads, and I am back with just one book today. Um, what I've decided to do, because I have other reading, I'm still backed up some in my reading. I'm still covering some books from September, and my reading for October, while it's horror intensive, it's not exclusively reading for the theme of the month. So I'll have enough stuff to take me through the month with regular videos, and I don't want to combine those with my Spooktober, just because I think that it's more fun to do my Spooktober videos and to be excited about Halloween. So I have my regular videos, and those will still be uploaded, and they'll publish every day at 7:30, except for days where, like, if I run out of videos and I'm filming one on the day, sometimes I don't get it posted up before 7:30, but typically my regular videos, my regular vlogs, will go up every day at 7:30 p.m. And I'll do my Spooktober videos. I'm going to try and get those done earlier in the day. Obviously, for today's video, it's going to be close to the same 7:30 time, and probably tomorrow's as well. But I'm going to try and do those around noon or so every day. So maybe they'll be published. What would be a good time for me? I guess I'll just publish those maybe at 1 o'clock every day. If I can get there at noon. So those will probably be more sporadic, because I will be doing them on the day of. So I'll have one today where I do my thoughts on the stuff that I finished on the 1st, which will be the movie I watched yesterday and the book that I finished that I had already started but was less than halfway through, so I'm counting it as my first day read. And I'll probably talk a little bit more in those videos about what I'm currently reading, and then I'll conclude those videos, you know, in my regular vlogs as I finish them. So for a while there'll be 2 videos a day, and if you don't watch both of them, I won't be, you know, I won't know, but it won't upset me to think that people only watch the Spooktober ones or people only watch my regular vlog. Either is fine. If you watch both, great. But I do want to cover this one book today. It's The Spiritualist by Megan Chance, and this was a historical fiction set in England in 1856, and is kind of how it sounds. It's a book about the, I think I have a moth in here, and it's just in my peripheral vision, and it distracts me. So it's about about seances and the spiritualist movement, which was, you know, part of Victorian England. It is a murder mystery. It is it contains social commentary. It is about family life, marriage, family dynamics of the time. I actually enjoyed this very much. But not enough to give it more than 3 stars. So here, a mere week after attending a high society spiritual circle, which is a seance, Evelyn Atherton's husband is found dead. And that's a week in which he has not been home. He took her to this seance. He had been going previously, which she was unaware of, and his law partner had been going with him, and they had, you know, an argument in front of her outside of this high society house just before the seance. And so almost immediately after attending this seance, which she is extremely skeptical of, her father is a private investigator, and they met, and that's how they met. Her husband is a part of high society. He's from a rich family, and he used her father in some of his legal stuff to do investigative work for him. And so that's how they met, and then he married her. So almost immediately after she attends this seance, she is thrown into kind of out of her comfortable life and into a very precarious position, because she was never badly off, but her parents are dead now. Her in-laws are, turns out that they are not as receptive of her into their world as she initially thought, and even her friends begin to abandon her at the behest of her former husband's rich family. And so everybody that she thought she could trust and who she really thought were her true friends abandons her, and the only person who will take her in is this high society lady who was hosting the seance, and who the spiritualist lives with her and is kind of a roguish character. And so this woman takes her in, and she's living with the woman and this roguish character, and it falls on her to start to try and figure out what has really happened to her husband, because she's kind of being railroaded as the criminal. Like, she's being investigated and will potentially be arrested for his murder, because the family just decided it was her, based on some circumstantial evidence. And because after he died, they found out in the will that she's going to receive everything and they're going to receive nothing. And of course they don't want that to happen, and so you get the the spiritualist mayhem that ensues. And it is a very interesting story. Now that I'm talking to you about it, I almost think that I might raise my star rating to 4. I'm sure I must have had reasons. I'm scrolling over here on as to why I didn't give it more stars than that. Let me look at this for a second and see if I can figure out why I only gave it 3 stars. Okay. It was, I had to look at a couple of the reviews to remember exactly what I did. It's been just long enough that I'm starting to not be as specific in my recollections, but I can't fully go into it, but it's the relationship between the wife and the husband, and the fact that she didn't figure out a key plot point, like, was not already aware of it before he died. Like, it's her extreme naivete, I guess, that something that she should have been aware of, and that was blatantly obvious through the entire book. I spent a good 2/3 of the book going, but it's this, and she just didn't get it until almost the end of the book. I was like, how stupid are you? But outside of that, I largely enjoyed this. It was, interesting to see how the plot line developed and how the mystery was eventually solved. But I felt like it would have been solved a lot faster if she had been even remotely self-aware. And I also had a problem with the ending of the book. I just didn't find that believable based on everything up to that point. Where it went, I felt like that was kind of a cop-out. Like, based on her previous ethical stance, I just felt like it was not, I didn't like the way it ended. But it was a good solid 3-star read, because I read avidly all the way to the end. It's just, I felt that those two aspects really took away from the novel at the end for me. But I would recommend it if you like. It was kind of dark and depressing. It's not a happy book, like, it's a dark commentary on the social structure of the time, the way that rich people kind of got what they wanted no matter what, how they could skew circumstances to avoid anything they found unpleasant, to skew the law, to get away with things they really shouldn't have been able to. in that sense, it was kind of gritty and realistic because, you know, that kind of goes on still today. Um, if you have enough money, you can get away with a whole lot of things. So, but I would definitely recommend it if you like Victorian novels. It's a mystery. Um, there's murder. There's, you know, the the scenic the description of London at the time, and the weather and everything seemed accurate enough to me. I probably am not knowledgeable enough to notice any glaring errors, but it felt very realistic to me in terms of setting for time and place. And it was actually a pretty good mystery. I did figure it out, the ending before the end, well before the end, but it was still fun to watch it play out. So 3 stars, would recommend. And that's it for today. If you watched to the end, thank you so much. Happy whatever time of day it is for you, and I will see you next time. Bye.